Hey everybody, what's happening? Welcome back to Girls Who Truck. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's having a great start to their week. Things around here have been moving. Transportation is very fast paced. Even though the rates are down, loads still seem to be moving relatively easily. If we could just get those rates back up, it would be great. Anyways, what I want to talk about today is something that I've noticed that my drivers struggle with. And so I'm thinking that there's quite a few other people out there that maybe don't quite understand this topic. So I am going to cover it as best as I can and explain it in the simplest way that I can. And this big topic that seems to confuse a lot of drivers, including mine, is the split sleeper provision. I believe that's the correct term for it. That's what I call it. It's just where you can do a split in the middle of your day. So everybody knows the basic rules of logs. You have a 14-hour shift limit to complete your day. So that means from the time you start your day to the time you end your day, you have 14 hours to work. In that 14 hours, you have 11 hours to drive. It's an 11-hour rule, or as most of us know it, it's technically a 10.5-hour rule because you do have to do a 30-minute break during those 11 hours. So between 11 hours and the 14 hours, that gives you 3 hours to be on duty, loading, unloading, getting fuel, things like that. The other new rule that they implemented a couple years ago is now your break can be taken on duty. It no longer has to be taken off duty. So when you're getting fuel, while you're getting loaded, while you're getting unloaded, you can go ahead and take your 30-minute break during that time. And then the other new thing that they did is the 7 and 3 split or the 8 and 2 split. The thing that confuses my drivers the most on this is the fact that it is a mandatory split that takes place in the sleeper. So for a minimum, let me make that clear, a minimum of 7 hours has to be taken in your sleeper berth. So what that means is you have to go into the sleeper berth line and stay there for 7 hours. So if your company allows you to go on PC, when you move into PC mode, that automatically puts you off duty, not driving. So this provision means that you have to be in your sleeper for a minimum of 7 hours. So you technically cannot move your truck. Now, you can do 7 hours in the sleeper and do 3 hours off duty elsewhere, or you can do 8 hours in the sleeper and do 2 hours off duty elsewhere. The other thing that seems to confuse some of my drivers on the split is that, I'm trying to think how I can best say this. You do not gain any drive hours until your entire 10-hour break has been taken. So what that means is, let's say you stop and you have, we'll just do an easy number of 2 hours of drive time left when you decide you want to stop. So of your 11 hours, you have 2 hours of drive time left for your day. You stop and you go in your sleeper for 7 hours. When you get back up and you start driving or doing whatever it is that you're going to start doing for your day, this means you only have 2 hours to drive before you have to take the rest of your break. So you get up from your 7-hour sleeper berth only, 7 consecutive hours in the sleeper berth. That line has to be 7 consecutive hours or 8, however you want to do it. And you get up, and before you went into the sleeper berth for those 7 or 8 hours, you only had 2 hours of drive time left. That means you still only have 2 hours of drive time. You have not gained any hours until you finish your entire 10-hour break. That is a big confusion for my drivers. You're not going to gain anything back until that 10-hour break is done. So you do your 7 or 8 consecutive hours in the sleeper, get up, you can drive for the hours that you have left that you had before you went into your sleeper. The example I'm using is just 2 hours, just to make it easy. You get up, you do your 2 hours, and then you do the remainder of your 10-hour break. So if you did 7, that means you have 3 hours left that you have to go off duty or you can do it in your sleeper, whichever you choose, and finish out your break, and then your entire clock will reset after that. If you did 8 hours, then you would get drive for your 2 hours that you have left, and then you would get up and finish the rest of your break, which would be 2 hours. And then after that, your clock would reset. So it's a big confusing, some of my drivers think that the hours come back before, or they think that they can do a split after they're out of drive hours. If you don't have any drive hours left, you are required to just go ahead and take your 10-hour break at one time. But if you do have hours of drive, say you have weird delivery times or a weird pickup time, or you just want to take a nap, whatever it is, you can take advantage of that split sleeper berth provision and get a nap in if you wanted to. But like I said, if you're out of drive time hours, the split does not help you at all. You're not going to gain anything after you've been in the sleeper berth for 7 or 8 hours. The only thing you're going to get is the remaining hours that you have to drive are still going to be there after you do the 7 or 8 consecutive hours. And then when you get up and you drive those hours, you do have to finish your the rest of your the remainder of however many hours you have on your break left. So to recap, everybody has a 14-hour shift limit for the day. Everybody has to do a mandatory of 10 hours off during those 14 hours. You have your 11-hour driving, 11-hour per shift for driving. Everybody's required to take a 30-minute break, which now can be taken on duty if you wanted to. And then with the split, you do not gain drive time with your split. That seems to be the big thing that confuses a lot of my guys. So let me know if you have any questions about hours of service. I do most of our safety here, so I'm pretty knowledgeable on hours of service and stuff like that. I hope that maybe I clarified some of that for some of you guys. I know it's a little bit confusing. I know the FMCSA, the rule books, the language in there is not always easy to get your head around. It's very confusing the way they word stuff. Try to make everything as simple as possible for my guys. But the big take home is going to be that you're not gaining any drive time until you finish that entire 10-hour break. And I think that's as simple as anybody could put it. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I love helping out. I love helping out the drivers. I love helping my guys out. I'd love to help you guys out too as well. So just shoot me any questions if you have any. And as always, thank you for watching. Subscribe and like my channel, and keep on trucking, and everybody have a great week. Thank you.